Thought that nothing, no nothing could touch me until I hit the ground. And we walked down with my tears held back. I took a deep breath. I only look back to say this is a blessing in disguise. You know you're wrong, but I'm alright. Had to rip away from the things I learned to love, but it's alright. It's only moments of my life. Here's to you, you, you. Here's to you, you, you.
Today at BuzzMoncton.com, we have the privilege of talking with Jaclyn Reinhart, a true up-and-coming artist from the Fredericton area who's making all kinds of waves all over Atlantic Canada and probably soon to go beyond on the strength of only 2 albums, and the second one hasn't even officially been released yet. So it's a very exciting time for you, Jaclyn. Welcome to BuzzMoncton.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So it's been here we are towards the end of summer. What's summer been like for you?
Well, I've been performing around, and I did the I guess it's been released digitally, and I have the hard copies, but I haven't had the big party yet.
Okay.
So that hopefully will happen at the end of September.
Right on.
And I had to postpone it just due to some family stuff, but everything is fine, and we'll get it all rolling. But I've been busy and you know, writing some more music and
really, eh?
Yep, just honing the band in, getting them all back up to speed and
right on.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Adventures. It's your second project. How does it differ from the first? At first listen, it was evident to me that there was a certain maturity and a certain, I don't know, more experienced sound that came out in that second album. The first one, of course, had lots of good vibes coming out of it too. Mm-hmm. So I was really impressed with the second one. I mean,
good. I'm glad that you were.
Yeah.
So the difference really is life kind of changed a little bit musically. My first album, I had worked with my full band, and the only person that wasn't in my band was a guitar player. So when we did the first album, there was so much more feel and chemistry to it. Mm-hmm. And the second album, I hired studio musicians just because some of my musicians had moved on, and you know, to try and manage a band and have that chemistry takes time. And I was lucky to have who I had, like with the first album. Not that that's a problem with the second one, it was just different. And so my producer had some guys that he worked with and brought them in, and they were super professional. They did exactly what I wanted to do. It was really, and so much fun. But this one was a little edgier, a little more, I guess I like to say that I flexed my 80s, 90s muscles a little bit more.
All right.
And I wanted something that was reflective of what inspired me and what I loved. So I got that in this album.
Yeah, well, it's an edgier, kind of a rocky sound.
Right.
It's a sound that you've really always been associated with,
right.
Let's face it, okay?
Yeah.
So where does that stem from? Where does that inspiration come from? How many artists can claim having inspired you?
Quite a few, but
right? Yeah.
mainly the Foo Fighters and Alanis Morissette, Matthew Good, and then also really like local people too. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Motor League. I know I don't sound like them, but you know, I love that rock edge, that energy and everything. Yeah. I mean, I also love my roots of being like a singer-songwriter and things like that too.
Yeah.
But you know, I was like, if I'm gonna go for it, let's bring it in like just full throttle.
Adventures struck me as being, it's an indie release or an indie album, but it also has a very mainstream element to it.
Yeah,
okay?
and that was kind of my intention too, like, because I wanted it to be able to be played on radio if somebody wanted to play it. I haven't released anything to radio as of yet, but, you know, and submitting to film and different things like that. So I wanted the quality to be there, and I'm really happy with my studio and what they did.
So all of this work towards this latest release, that it happened about the same time as your Music NB experience, the camp that you were involved in?
Oh, yes. So I just released...
That was very exciting, wasn't it?
That was fantastic. Like one of the best experiences that I've had as a writer, because I got to write with some very talented people. So there was Andy Brown, Danny Boudreau, Matt Boudreau, and Hayden Wiebe. And I was the only girl, so that was fun.
They needed a female perspective after all, right?
Oh, they got it. And so we did 2 days of writing and came up with some really fantastic songs and kind of switched things around a bit. But the biggest thing was that we were representing Music New Brunswick for the Canadian Songwriters Challenge, and it was a huge honor. It still is a huge honor. So I was very happy to be asked to be a part of that, and that they felt that my songwriting was good enough to, say, hey, this is what we have in our province.
Right on. So will any of that see the light of day, do you think?
Yeah, they're actually, and I don't know by the time you guys air this, but they have the demos that we did, and we also had performed them at the Songwriter Circles in Bathurst and in Miramichi.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic, and I did learn a lot from each and every one of them.
Right on. So now you're approaching the fall. We know that you're going to be doing your big launch there. Is there any other plans as far as live is concerned, especially for like our neck of the woods?
Well, I guess I'm working on some tour stuff for late fall and the winter.
Okay.
For now, just kind of working on getting the band very ramped up, because I kind of have some new guys, and also I have the Music New Brunswick showcase in October in Miramichi.
Right.
So that's always look forward to my Music New Brunswick stuff. And
which showcase is that? Like, is that a rock showcase?
They call it,
indie, or?
actually, I'm somewhat considered pop.
Okay.
So it's called the Pop and Country stage.
Well, you've kind of accomplished a little bit what you're doing then, because you would like to move more into the mainstream, and I don't imagine it's much more mainstream than that right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
cool.
very excited to do that.
Do you know who you're sharing the stage with by any chance?
I believe that there are, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look, and all of that. There's so many artists that are playing that I'm excited to be playing with all of them.
It's an awkward question. I kind of
no, it's not. No,
there.
You know what? I just drew a blank on that. But you can find out all that information on the Music New Brunswick website and Facebook.
Yeah, musicnb.org. Look up Festival 506, and you can track all of that action down. So
and get tickets. Come to Miramichi.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Good luck with the launch. We're looking forward to that and everything that's going to come from that.
Yes,
I think there's going to be lots of good things happening.
Hope you can make it to Fredericton.
Me too. Us too. Yeah.
Thank
all
you.
right. Thanks, Jaclyn. All right. We'll do it both ways. Why
All
not?
right.
We live in New Brunswick. Have an Alpine. I don't know.
I'll have a Stella.
Yeah. So come on back to buzzmoncton.com anytime. Check out our videos and our events listings, and we'll be sure to talk with you again soon, and be watching for Jaclyn's new project called Adventures. All right. Thanks, Jaclyn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's to you, you. Oh, here's to you, you. Oh, here's to you, yeah. This is a blessing in disguise. You know you're wrong, but I'm alright. Had to rip away from the things I learned to love, but it's alright. It's only moments of my life. This is a blessing in disguise. You know you're wrong, but I'm alright. I had to rip away from the things I learned to love, but it's alright. It's only moments of my life. And here's to you.